ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தினை புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. தந்தை தாயாவானும் சார்கதியிங்காவானும் அந்தமிலா இன்பம் நமக்காவானும் எந்தமது ஊனாகுவானும் உயிராகுவானும் அருட்கோனாகுவானும் குரு. நன்மையும் செல்வமும் நாளும் நல்குமே, திண்மையும் பாவமும் சிதைந்து தேயுமே, ஜென்மமும் மரணமும் இன்றித் தீருமே, இம்மையே ராம எந்திரண்டெழுத்தினான். Hari Om to all. After the departure of Rama, Dasharatha was very much affected. So his old memories were popping up. Then he was narrating the story of Sravana Kumara, how he happened to kill him without intention. When he informed the father of Sravana Kumara, who were blind, feeble and old, he prayed that my son, who was unintentionally killed, let him go to Svarga. So in that context, he was narrating many ways to reach Svarga, heaven. So one may become Indra by doing 100 Ashwamedha Yaga, or one may gain that status by doing tapas also. There are so many ways, and we saw in that whoever marries to only one spouse, they reach Svarga. Whoever gives their body to fire, they reach Svarga. And later we saw the father of Sravana Kumar also offered, father and mother both offered their body in the fire of Sravana Kumar. Then as Dasharatha passed away, Bharata was informed to come as soon as possible. Then he came and he knew the things there. Then he was not willing to take the throne because legally, morally, ethically it is of Rama's. So he decided to go to Rama and ask him to come back, forgive him for the mistake happened without his knowledge. In this meantime, when Bharata entered Ayodhya, and after hearing the things, he felt very bad for Kaushalya, that is Rama's mother. He could understand how much pain she may be facing. So he immediately rushed to Kaushalya. But seeing Bharata, Kausalya sarcastically told him, "Oh, you came? What a boon, what a life you had." Like that she was telling things. Then Bharata was very much affected by the words, sarcastical words. So he was taking some vows And I told next class we will see that portion. In Kamparamayanam, Ayodhya Kandam, the third Padalam, Kaikeyi, Sulshi Padalam, when Rama came to Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi told him, உனக்கு உந்தை மைந்த உரைப்பதோர் உரையுண்டு என்றாள். Your father has a message for you. Hearing that, Rama told, எந்தையே ஏவ நீரே உரைசியை ஏவதுண்டேல் உயிர்ந்த நன் அடியேன். You are telling something that my father told you, then what a fortunate person I am. You are my father and you are my mother. Everything is you. தந்தையும் தாயும் நீரே தலை நின்றேன் பணியின் என்றார். Then she told, ஆழிசூழ் உலகெல்லாம் பரதனே ஆள நீ போய் தாழிருஞ் சடைகள் தாங்கி தாங்கருந் தவம் மேற்கொண்டு பூழிவங்கானம் நன்னி புண்ணியத் துறைகளாடி 7 ஆண்டின் வா என்று ஏம்பினன் அரசன் என்றான். The father has told, the king has told that Bharata should be the king. And you have to go to the forest to do tapas for 14 years. Then Rama told, in this context I told you, Sita was remembering those things in Sri Lanka when she was in the prison, Ashokavanam, that Rama's face was as it was when he was offered the throne, when he was rejected for the throne. அருங்குணத் யாரும் செப்ப அருங்குணத்து ராமன் திருமுகச் செவ்வி நோக்கின். If we see the Rama's face, ஒப்பதே முன்பு பின்பு, it is as it was and now. அவ்வாச்சகம் உரை உணரக் கேட்ட அப்பொழுது அலர்ந்த செந்தாமரையினை வென்றது அம்மா. Like a lotus which blossomed then, it was like that. Always a blossomed face was Rama's. Then Rama was telling the answer. One line I already told, another line we may need today, so I am telling now. மன்னவன் பணியன்று ஆயின் நுண்பணி மறுப்பனோ. Why are you telling that? Father told you. Yourself can tell me what a good thing you are telling me. Tapas is a good thing. You are offering me tapas. So why can't I obey you? You can happily tell. You yourself tell. That's one meaning. Another meaning is, how come my father will tell this? Only you are telling. So two ways this meaning can be taken in Tamil. Then he says, பின்னவன் பெற்ற செல்வம் அடியனேன் பெற்றது அன்றோ. That is, whatever Bharata is getting, that is what I am getting. That is equal to that I am getting. This is one meaning. That is, my brother getting throne and myself getting throne, there is no difference. Whatever he gets is equal to that I am getting. Another meaning is that we will see today. You think that I go to forest as a ascetic, I do tapas there, and Bharata will be enjoying the kingdom what you have given. Do you think so? Bharata is not that kind of person. He will also become an ascetic, come behind me and live with me. Here he is not going to rule the kingdom as you are imagining, because Bharata is that great. That is another meaning, and that's what happened later. இப்படி தலைமேற்கொண்டேன் மின்னொளிர் காணம் இன்றே போகின்றேன் விடையும் கொண்டேன். Just now I am leaving to the forest. I am not delaying anymore. Telling that Rama prepared himself and left Ayodhya. Then Bharatan came, went to Kaushalya, and there Bharata made many things. That is almost the Valmiki's replica we see in Kambaramayanam. Aram keda muyendavan, arulil ninjinan, பிறன்கடை நின்றவன் பிறரை சீறினோன் மரங்கொடு மண்ணுயிர் கொன்று வாழ்ந்தவன் துறந்த மாதவர்க்கு அருந்துயரம் சூழ்ந்துள்ளான். He lists Papa's sins. If we do this, we will go to Naraga, hell. So if you think that because of me it happened, let me go to that hell. Of course, there are so many hells in our literature, Garuda Puranam and so on. One place you will be fried, another place you will be boiled, like that. So possibly whoever did Papa in the previous Janmas, they are fried chicken and so on now in this Janma, I suppose. Anyhow, so Bharata was enlisting a lot of things in Ramayana. Same we are going to see in Valmiki Ramayana also. That is to say, Valmiki Ramayana message is as it is conveyed in Ramayana Tamil also. Bharata takes some oath. One who is studied well, but he could not follow what he studied. Or he didn't follow. So such person will go to hell. So let me go to that hell. So one person who knew scriptures but unable to follow, then he will go to hell. Let me incur the sin of answering the calls of nature, facing the sun, facing the sun. If you people know, I don't know what is happening in Malaysia, in India it is happening. There is a Vastu Shastra getting very famous. Till my teenage and so on, nobody knew Vastu Shastra. We will call the carpenter, in Tamil we say Asari, maybe a form of Acharya. So the Asari will come and he will do the puja and he will decide the plan, he will decide the date, he will do the puja, he will do everything. Generally, the wood work person, because in Acharya there are many people. Woodwork person are there, ironwork people are there, copper work people are there, gold work people are there, and silver work people are there, stone work people are there. So they have, all of them are called Acharya or Asari. Vishwakarma also they say, call themselves. So generally the carpenter who works with wood, he will be the person deciding everything in those days, in my childhood. And they come for work around 6 o'clock in the morning, and they will be offered tea, morning breakfast, then another tea break, then an afternoon lunch, then another tea break, then evening also something will be given. So up to evening 6 o'clock, that is dusk, from dawn to dusk they will work. That was the working style of Indian workforce. Now it is, nobody works nowadays, but only takes wages. Okay. Nowadays, there are no traditionally knowledgeable people. So nowadays engineers have come up, and they decide things, though they don't know many things. So then later, recently, the Vastu Shastra also picked up. Puja Swamiji used to say, once you have constructed something, don't call a person who knows Vastu. Because even for tea, you should not invite him. Because he will come and see, and he will say, this is not okay, that is not okay, you have to break here, you have to change this. Like that, he will tell many things. Better not to invite him and listen to him. So, according to Vastu Shastra, one of their suggestions will be the construction of toilets. Generally, they advise the toilets construction south-north direction. Either you face south or you face north. Not east or west. Generally. Maybe that came from this Bharata's vow. He is telling one will incur sin if he is answering the call of nature facing the sun. Then he says, let me incur the sin kicking the cows lying asleep. Last class itself I explained to some extent that how cows are very important in our culture. So he says if one kicks the cow which is lying asleep, so he incurs sin, let that sin come to me if I intentionally or I planned for Rama's exile. Then he says, let me incur the sin of a master who robs his servant. A master takes work lot from a servant, but he is not paying him back in the same quantity of the work. Then he also incurs a sin. Bharata says, let that sin come to me. Let me incur the sin of the citizens bearing enmity to a king, passionate to his subjects. The king is very much passionate, maybe like Narendra Modi. He is very much passionate towards Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, he says. But some 20-25% of people are deadly against him. They are considering him as their enemy. And they do their best all over the world. Somebody from America who has no reputation, they write something about Indian industrialist, try to pull his leg down, and they publish a documentary in which clean sheet was given to Narendra Modi and his government of some 17-20 years back. So such people earn sin. According to Bharata, if a king is honest, he wants to do whatever possible way good to his citizens. If somebody is inimical to the king, then he incurs sin. Bharata says, let the sin come to me. And a king didn't protect subjects even after collecting tax. If a king didn't serve his citizens, then he also incurs sin. Ramayana says, Valmiki Ramayana here, 1/6. That was the custom in India from for a long time, the king should tax the people 1/6 of their income. If they are earning 6 rupees, then 1 rupee they have to pay as tax. Remaining 5 rupees is meant for them. They can, and of course there are some guidelines how to spend that money. Also, one portion he can spend for himself, one portion he can spend for savings, and so on. So Bharata says, a king who is not serving his citizens, whatever sin he occurs, let the sin come to me. Then let me incur the sin, the person who is not giving dakshina of yajna to the priest. Somebody performs puja for us and we have to give them dakshina. If we fail to give dakshina or we give less dakshina, then we incur sin. Bharata says, let me incur that sin. And let me incur the sin who fails to observe code of warfare. In a battle in those days, there are codes of conduct. Ladies should not be attacked, old people should not be attacked, children should not be attacked, cows should not be attacked. So there are rules like that. So if the person who is unable to protect himself, he should not be attacked. And we saw in Mahabharata, Abhimanyu was killed in that manner. So such things, who fails to observe the codes of warfare, whatever sin he will occur, let me incur the sin. So such things tells us that the culture of in those days, culture of Hinduism, Indians. Then he continues, if only I have planned for this, let the knowledge I have gained from Shastra, scriptures, let it go vain. And we saw in Mahabharata, Karna's life it happened. Because he lied to his guru, in right time, his knowledge didn't help him. So Bharata says, let the knowledge I have gained not help me in difficulties. Then, eating without offering to Bhagavan. In Vaishnava Sampradaya, they have this culture, even some of them, even now they have. They cook, then offer to the deity in the house, then they take it as prasada. In Gita also we see who cooks for himself. There is one place. Another place is Uchishtam cha amedhyam. In 17th chapter, when he talks about tamasa food, yadayamam katarasam bhuti parayushitam chayat uchishtam api chamedhyam bhojanam tamasa priyam. There it comes amedhyam, without offering to Bhagavan. Bharata says, without offering to Bhagavan, whatever we cook before we eat, then we incur a sin, let that sin come to me. So generally we have, I don't know about Malaysia, in Kanyakumari we have a system called cultural class. In that cultural class, we teach the children before eating, you should chant mantras, offer to Bhagavan, then you eat. So even if the cook is not offered to the deity, before we eat, we can offer, isn't it? So we take little water in our palm, then we chant Gayatri mantra. Generally, whoever initiated in Gayatri, they will chant Gayatri. Or we can chant Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi Brahmagnav Brahmanahutam Brahmaivatena Gandhavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. We can chant. Or we can chant Annapurne Sada Purne Shankara Prana Vallabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Vikshandehi Cha Parvati. We can pray to Annapurna Devi. Then generally in Rishikesh and other places, the Bandara will be organized. For any, if we have something special in our home, in that day we offer food to sadhus. So in our ashram, Rishikesh, Dayananda ashram, we have a Bhiksha corpus. So we can offer some money that will be in the bank. The interest will be used for giving Bhiksha. Every year, the same day, whether it is your marriage day or your birthday or your housewarming day, whatever it may be, food will be offered to sadhus. According to the amount you are offering, for 50 sadhus, 100 sadhus, 500 sadhus, like that, ashram offers food. Invite all the sadhus around, then we offer food. Such annadanam is called Bhandara. Bhandara means offering food for sadhus. And there are people who offer still more. They offer money also as dakshina. Then because mandrahinam adakshinam is not a good dana, we have to give some dakshina when we do some dana. So there will be some dakshina also will be involved. 10 rupees onwards, 500,000 rupees. According to one's capacity, they offer. Then there are people who offer umbrella, chappal, blanket, and so on. Whatever they can afford, they are willing to, they give. So such is called Bhandara. In that Bhandara, or generally in ashram, before taking food, you see, generally many people will be there. Say it is 50 or 100 people are there. Until everyone is served, nobody should eat. It is not like our marriage. Once you sit in the leaf, first some sweet is served. Before they go to the next leaf, you finish your sweet. That's how we are accustomed to do, which is not our culture, but still it is going on. When we sit in a mass dining, then until everyone is served everything, we should not consume anything. So in ashram, what we follow is, while serving, we will chant mantras. Generally, it is Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. Generally, because there comes a sloka, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chadurvidham. So like that there is a shloka comes. Bhagavan says, I am Vaishvanara, I digest the food, whatever you eat, 4 types of foods. So maybe that's the reason. One thing, it is Purushottama Yoga. It is describing about Bhagavan. That may be another reason. So generally the 15th chapter is recited while serving. After serving everyone, then they chant Annapurne Sadapurne. Then only everyone together starts taking the food. Not one by one. Everyone, after serving everybody, after chanting, remembering Bhagavan, they take the food together. Then, while getting a ball also, maybe some videos will be available. While getting up also, after everyone finishes, for example, somebody will be taking less, so they finish early. Somebody may be taking very quick, they may be finishing early. Somebody may be taking more, they may not be finishing early. Somebody may be taking slow, they may not be finishing early. Then there will be young brahmacharis and old sadhus without teeth. So there will be a difference of time in completing the food. So whoever completes the food, they wait for others to complete. Then, meanwhile, whoever finished the food, they will chant mantras, shlokas. Until everyone finishes, then there is a Shiva Tandava Stotram, I suppose, written by Ravana. From that they chant some verse. Chata Kata Vasampramatta. So that they chant. Everyone chants together. Then they say Haranama Parvati Padaye. Then like the birds from a tree hearing a sound of bomb or whatever it is, cracker, flies away, they all will fly away. Within seconds, nobody will be there. So that is a scene to be, SCENE scene to be seen. In Rishikesh, there in the ashram, when you visit, make it a point to see that. So we start together and we wait for everyone finish. Then we chant Bhagavan's Nama. Meanwhile also we chant. While eating also some sadhus will be chanting Bhagavan's Namas. Because it is His grace we are getting the food. So they chant meanwhile also. And together they chant mantra, then finish and get up. So this is the procedure even now followed by sadhus. Of course it is a procedure to be followed by everyone. Others are not following. We may also think of in these lines to follow that. You may ask when in wedding ceremony there will be hundreds of people. How can one wait for like this? In our ashram we may sometimes serve for thousands of sadhus. One round, second round, third round. From 11:30 onwards it will go to 3 o'clock. Every round, this will be the procedure. After every round, the place has to be cleaned. Then we invite the next round people. Then they start chanting Gita 15th chapter. Then they will be served. Then they will be taking food while chanting mantras, remembering Bhagavan. Then they finish together chanting Bhagavan's mantra. Then the place will be clean. Then again it will get ready for the next round. This goes on and on until everyone gets their food. So generally this discipline was our culture, but we are not following that. Maybe we have to bring in that. Even in a temple, while prasada is served, there will be amali tumali. I mean, there will be no order. Everybody will be rushing to get the prasada. And if there is a kumbhabhishekam, then there is a possibility of stampede. So when we do, in public kumbhabhishekam different. But when we do in our ashram, we make it a point. We collect, it happened in Anekati Kumbhabhishekam time, I suppose. Ponkaran Swami did that. When we do, we collect the Kumbhabhisheka water, then we divide it to different hands, then they take the water to the whole crowd. So the whole crowd, not only the people around the temple, even if there are people away from the temple, they also will be sprinkled the holy water. So we make such arrangements so that everyone gets, so no one need to rush. So these are all the points we have to keep in our mind while doing temple functions. But in our temple functions are in half-facade manner. Maybe that may not be the right word, but in an inorderly manner we do things. But we can, it is our culture, do things in an orderly manner, in a well-planned manner, so that one need not rush, there need not be a stampede. So these are all the extra things came to my mind. After offering Bhagavan, one should eat. If one didn't offer, then he will incur a sin. Let the sin come to me. Bharata was taking the oath. Then, disrespecting the elders. Let me incur the sin if one disrespects the elder. In the old days it was there, nowadays it is not there, I suppose. At least not with everyone. In those days, if grandfather comes or uncle comes, any elder comes, parents used to ask their children, please prostrate, please bow down to the elder. And generally we were not allowed to sit in front of the elder. And we should not be, even if we are allowed to sit, we should not be putting one leg over the other. Cross-legged, they say. I hope. We should not put one leg over the other. And even if you didn't put the one leg over the other, you should not wag that leg. So these are all some of the, and you should not bite your fingers, nails in front of the elders, and you should not sit like this in front of the elders, generally also. So there are many things start in our childhood, though we were not happy with those things, but we were compelled to do those things. Nowadays, we ourselves don't know what we have to teach to the children, and of course our children blissfully ignorant of these things. So respecting elders, if elders say something, even if we have difference of opinion, we don't say it to their face, or we try to explain them the reasoning behind that in a polite manner. In Ramayana, in the character of Rama, you may see many such things. Actually, for everything, we can take an example from Ramayana of Rama. Rama followed almost everything. So, disrespecting elders, incur sin. Then, again, Bharata says, touching cows with feet. Earlier he told, waking them up by the feet while they were sleeping. Now even if they are not sleeping, you should not touch them with feet. And this is also one more instruction given to us. We never tramp over anything, whether it is a book or whether it is a person, whether it is a newspaper. We never step on any such thing. If unwittingly we happen to do so, then we touch the object or person, then put in our forehead. There is a way of doing pranam namaskar. Taking pardon. So some people do like this. There is taking pardon. This is a way of asking sorry in our culture. We touch the person and put in the two cheeks. This is equal to asking sorry. So, Bharata says, the person who stamp on a cow what sin he will occur, let me incur that sin. Then reviling, that is taking revenge on elders. If one do that, he will incur the sin and let the sin come to me. And mitratroham, mitratrohe cha patakam, Gita says. So one cheats his friend, then he incurs the sin. Bharata says, let me incur the sin of cheating friends. Then we are told some secret by somebody. I am telling only to you, don't tell to anybody. Maybe that person says the same to everybody. It's a different thing. But maybe we should not divulge the secret to others. A person, whoever divulges secret to others, which is told to him not to convey to others, he incurs a sin. Bharata says, let me incur that sin. Then if one person is ungrateful, then he incurs sin. Bharata says, let me incur that sin. Then Bharata says, let me incur the sin of partaking a savory dish alone without giving to sons, servants, dependents. வானோர் விருந்தாக அமிர்தம் படைத்தாலும் வேண்டேன். There is some dialogue like that. Thiruvalluvar in Thirukural says, even if it is a nectar, விருந்து புறத்ததா தானுண்டல் சாவா மருந்தெனினும் வேண்டற்பாற்றென்று. If there is a guest outside, somebody outside, even if it is a delicious food, even if it is amritam, we should not take alone. We have to give them a portion. We have to serve all the people around. Then we have to take a part. So this is our culture, which is not there nowadays also. Here Bharata says, it is not only serving with the people, our own people. We have to partake with son. Not only son, this is very important, servants. See how much servants are respected. You see this in Manusmriti also, in Mahabharatam also. Servants are not considered as slaves in those days. They are very much respected. Manusmriti says, the Yajaman, the owner of the house, has to take his food after served everybody other than himself. Then only he has to take, including the servants. So the servants has to be partaken with. Then the dependents, whoever depend on this person, they are also have to be partake with. Then only this person has to take whatever he has, even if it is a delicious, let us say amritam. If one didn't do that, then he incurs a sin. Let me incur the sin, Bharata says. So these are all the morals we get. Culture, we come to know how our ancestors were following many good things. Then Bharata continues. A person will die issueless, failing to secure a wife becoming of him, not enjoying the privilege of performing sacred duties. Generally, a brahmachari or grahastha or vanaprastha or sannyasi, they are all assigned some duties in Manusmriti and so on. If one is a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, then they are assigned some duties. So one has to do their duties. If one doesn't do one's duty, then he will incur a sin. Let the sin come to me, Bharata says. Then if one dies full of agony without attaining the full age, that indicates there is some sin on his part. So let that sin come to me. In Ramayana, it happens later. There is a Champuka story. There it happens. In Mahabharata also such a thing happened. In the country, if children are dying, then the king has to assume something is going wrong. Adharma is going on in the country. So we have to address that. So Rama did that. We see Krishna and Arjuna did that in Mahabharata also. So here it is not only children, anyone, we born with some prarabdha, fate. So we have to live according to our lifespan. The lifespan may differ to person, but we have to live up to our lifespan. When Shanti Mandra says, Bhatram Pashyemakshabirye, no, Bhatram Shunyamani, Yatha Devahitam Yatayuhu. I think the same Shanti Mandra only. Bhatram Shunyama Devaha, Bhatram Pashyantu Yakshabirye Jatraha. Veshema Devahitam Yadayuhu. This is the line. Whatever lifespan given to us by the divine, let us live up to that age. This is the prayer in one of the Shanti Mantras. There are 10 Shanti Mantras. Among them, the 7th or 8th one, this line comes. So, whatever lifespan was given to us, we have to live up to that time. If we didn't live, that means, of course, even if in that lifespan we are living with lot of pain, then that means there is some sin. Let me incur the sin, Bharata says. If one kills the ruler, that is the king, I think John F. Kennedy was killed in America, and there are some other people. And in India, Indira Gandhi, Lal Bahadur Shastri was killed. Though it is not announced as a killing, it is supposed to be a killing. Then Indira Gandhi was killed, assassinated. Then Indira was assassinated. No Gandhi. This is a wrong thing to say Gandhi. They are not daughters or sons of Gandhi. They are not in the clan also. So we were fed with such things. So it comes. Indira Priyadarshini of Nehru was assassinated. Then Raju was assassinated. And of course, so many people, Hindus were killed by Muslims in India. Here, Bharata says, if one ruler is killed, assassinated, then that person will incur the sin. Premadasa was assassinated in Sri Lanka, I suppose. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was assassinated in Pakistan, I suppose. These are all comes from a wrong notion, their indoctrination of their religion. They try to kill people and they think they go to heaven. But Bharata says, no, if you kill a person, you go to hell because of the sin, papa. So Bharata says, let me incur the sin of killing a ruler. Or killing a woman. Or you have to note this point, how women are respected in those days. Along with ruler, women also enumerated. Or infant, or aged person. So killing these people, either a ruler, of course we already knew killing a Brahmin is a sin, or woman, or infant, or aged person, these are all will bring sin. Let that sin occur to me. I am using the word sin. I hope you understand that is Papa, not biblical sin I am mentioning here. Then somebody is dependent of us. We are forsaking them. Then that is a sin. Bharata says, let the sin incur to me. Then these are all the details, comes in Sarga 75 of Valmiki Ramayana. In Kampa Ramayana, the context, if any Tamil people are interested in, just I am giving the context. Ayodhya Kandam 10 Palli Padai Padalam. This is the context in Tamil Kampa Ramayana. So the list still goes on. I think if there is any question I may take now, then we may continue with the next in the next class.